Let's see if this is going to work. I had started the live stream previously and there was a lot of static, so we're going to see how it goes. Hi Mustafa, is the sound about the same? Just let me know in the comments what the sound's like on your end, and hopefully it's improved. Otherwise we might have to do this another day because I don't think it's very useful to have a live stream if it's very staticky on your end. It is no. Does that mean it's not staticky or it is staticky? Just let me know how the sound is and then we can get going again. It's not. Okay. Hi Ashita. Hi Kruthi. So here's what we were looking at previously, which is Mustafa's beautiful quilling piece that he sent to me, and I just received it in the mail. It was in transit for a long time, and we were super happy to receive his package today with all his beautiful jewelry, and it's working properly. Yay! Okay, that's fantastic. So Mustafa, back to your quilling. It's so beautiful, and so I'm going to do some troubleshooting, working on some designs for the quilling, but I'm also want to show people the other lovely things you made. So let me go ahead and flip the screen, and we're going to go from there. There's our nice winter scene, and here is your beautiful piece. And I will pull up the video on a computer, and we're going to see how we do with this. Pull it up. Awesome. Oh, well, I'm relieved that the sound's better. I'm not quite sure what that was. So yes, so look at Mustafa's beautiful heart. Mustafa does a lot of really amazing quilling. He does like three-dimensional quilling, all kinds of beautiful things. So he did that one, and then also the letter in my name, which unfortunately did get a little bit squished, but it's beautiful, and I think I'll just be able to press it and fix it up a little bit. But I love it. I love the idea of a letter. I think it's super beautiful. I just love the details, and this is going to inspire me for doing some quilling, so I'm very excited. Okay, so we have Ashita's here, and Peggy and Jonathan. Hi guys, Rosa, fantastic. So that's great. Everybody's hopping on. And then also we have this beautiful watercolor that Mustafa did as well. That's lovely. That too, I'm gonna be able to iron it. Don't worry, Mustafa, I'm gonna fix it up. Not a problem at all. And then he had done also an M for Miriam, so that's for Mimi. That's actually in her room right now, so I'm not gonna run and get it right now. But Kat's back, nice. And Sandy's here. Hi, Sandy. And this lovely friendship bracelet. This is beautiful, Mustafa. I really love it. And you did the other one for Mimi that she loves as well. I forget what you call it, like a snake cord or something. So there's that. And then also, hi, Therese, you're back. Thank goodness. The sound is better. And then these, Mustafa, tell me how you made these earrings. These are really beautiful. They look like those rhinestones that you sew onto dresses and stuff. But these are really gorgeous. I love these earrings. They're so pretty. It's the other way around. What's the other way around? This one? Oh, I see. There's a back and a front. I get it. Okay, that's so cool. I didn't know there was a back and a front. Fantastic. They're beautiful on both sides. So there's that, and yeah, wow, again, but look at this one, guys. I didn't even know you were doing this type of work, Mustafa, with the wire weaving. This is gorgeous. I love the little spirals and everything. It's so pretty. Yeah, you did a beautiful job. So thank you for sending all these lovely things. I'm sorry that it took so long with the mail, but that's the nature of this time of year as well. So who anyone is, like the energy. Awesome. Yes. Well, Rosa, we get together once a week and do these live streams for, I usually do troubleshooting for different designs. So I'm going to do a little bit with quilling today. So let's put these over at the side. Yeah, Mustafa's got some beautiful work there. So let's bring this over. And this is what I'm going to show you. What I did first was I started experimenting with quilling and metal. So this is actually a piece that was left over that I had bought for the paperclip challenge. I see white hearts on the red. Yes, that's a heart bracelet. So yeah, they're all beautiful, absolutely. So I had bought this can just for the color, and that was for the paperclip challenge. So I'd done those like little pants and little shirts and things like that for the paperclip challenge. And then I started experimenting with cutting strips out of metal to do quilling, but I have to figure out exactly how I'm going to work with it. I also made like a little fan, which was kind of cute. And then this is basically what quilling is. You twirl the paper and then you pinch it. So that's like a little, it looks almost like a little eye or something. And then this is like with the metal, with the can. So this was with you in mind, Mustafa. I'm trying to think of something that I could do, because previously in the gift challenge, you had won the prize that was a custom tutorial. So I'm trying to come up with a really cool design for custom wire that's being quilled. So this is interesting. And basically I just did these little shaped and attached them in the middle. So today what I'm going to do is try to do some like twirly things. It's almost like filigree with, I have this flat wire. So I'm going to experiment with this. And yeah, I've done a lot with that can, eh? It was worth it. I mean, I didn't drink the contents. Mark drank it, but I thought, oh, it'd be fun to do some other things. So here's some flat wire. I haven't tried this yet, but I ordered this one on Etsy. It's 3mm times 1mm, 18 gauge flat aluminum. So I'm going to play with that. But first, I'm going to show you guys how to do quilling with the quilling tool. So there we go. I have some of that. Awesome. Fantastic. So this is this the quilling tool? Let me just see. I don't think this is it. This is maybe not it. The quilling tool, I think, actually has a little end. Oh, I'm not sure if I had the quilling tool then. I thought I had it, but now I'm not sure I actually have it. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's in here. Perfect. It's in my bag. So this is the quilling tool here. So what the quilling tool is, you need a slit at the end. So this is the quilling tool. It's got a little slit at the end that you can put the end of the paper in. And then, so what you do, I have some flat wire. You had also sent me some of the textured wire. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was the bead-along flat wire. So basically how you do it is you just stick the end of the paper in the little slit there. My eyesight is not as good as it used to be, but that's okay. So we're going to stick that there, and then you twirl it. So this is a really handy tool. And then you just like twirl it around. Hopefully I made a little bent in the middle, but you just twirl it around as much as you want. I'm not very, I don't have very good dexterity with this because I haven't done it for a long time, so I kind of forget the technique, but I think you just turn it around as much as you want. I won't do a huge one right now, so I'm going to just cut it at a pretty small size. So you just twirl it like that. I'm going to get some scissors, and I have some white glue that I'm going to use with it too. I'm going shopping for new tools. Awesome. So we're going to just twirl that, and then we're going to cut the end. Just bring this one around. And I did a long time ago a little tutorial of how to make a pendant with these little pieces. And basically what I did was I just glued them, like kind of lacquered them down onto a surface. So basically you just end up with a bunch of like little twirls and stuff like that. And then the idea is to get the shapes, you actually take the end and you give it like a pinch, okay? So you pinch it, and then that makes, I have to glue down the end, but that makes a cool little teardrop shape. But the only problem with the wire is you can't really pinch it in a way that it's going to get like really good like that. So what I ended up doing, just to show you with the metal, here's the metal. I actually have some heavy-duty cutters to cut the metal with, although this can isn't too bad. I could probably just cut it with regular scissors. So I'm going to try that. These are like some older scissors, so I don't mind so much. But they do cut with regular scissors. Or you can use metal cutters. But if you have some scissors that aren't like your best scissors, that would work too. So like the idea would be, I didn't cut that very straight. it's a little tricky to cut it straight. So we just have to try to, where am I here? Sorry, I'm just going to straighten this out, and then I'm going to cut a straight strip. I think if I cut it from this way, I'm going to be able to see how much I'm cutting, because from the other direction, I couldn't see how much I was cutting. But the idea is you cut a strip. It's like somewhere between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch. And yeah, that's the teardrop, exactly. So if you cut a piece like that, I don't know if it's going to work in the quilling tool. Let me try it, because when I did the first one, I didn't actually use the tool. So quilling is extremely time consuming, which is why I didn't really pursue it, because it does take a lot of time. But look, the metal actually fits in the quilling tool. So that's good to know, because I had a heck of a time trying to twist it before. So now we're going to go around here. I had a really hard time trying to twist those metal pieces before, because the other problem with the metal, it's stiff, so it almost becomes too tight. So I'm going to see if it helps with the quilling tool, so it's not so tight. So let's just bring this around. We're just going to bring it around and around and around. But I mean, quilling it's super fun. It's very meditative, but it's true. It's very, very time consuming. So we have it like that, but you see it becomes very, very tight with that. So now I'm going to see if there's a way to loosen it up. So if we just unravel the tool, this might work, because that was the problem I was having with when I did that flower. The problem I was having was trying to unravel it a little bit so it wasn't too tight. But now this end has come off, so I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. Because the other thing that I was doing when I did it with the other pieces, I just manually took this, and I actually even like opened it up a little bit. Okay, I just kind of like loosened it up a little bit like that. Let's see if we can do that. We're just going to loosen it up a little bit. It might help if we just use this a little bit. I'm going to go in there and just like kind of loosen it up, but you don't want to loosen it all the way, or you're going to lose that nice spiral. So I think it's just, you have to kind of play around with it. Let me just get this end in a little bit. I have to try to grab that a little bit more. It's a little finicky for sure, but I think there's a way to do this. Yeah, if you grab the end with the quilling tool and kind of open it up, it does open it up a bit. It's not as like perfect as with the paper. Like the paper, you see, you get a lot of don't wind it too tight. The quilling needle will break. That's good to know. Yeah, you don't want to break the needle either. So maybe just be really careful. If you only have one quilling needle, don't risk breaking it with the metal. But see, it's not too bad. I gave it a squish. It's not too bad. It looks pretty good. So let's try another one, and we'll try to do it without the quilling tool to see how it goes. So I'll just take another piece. I'm going to cut another piece like that. And I think before I just did it manually, because I hadn't pulled out my quilling tool yet. So if you just take this and maybe just do it on, this is just like a needle. So if we just, oh, you know what I did before? I actually used my tools. That was what I did. So I'm going to take, it's kind of cool, eh? It's different. Like, I think there's a lot of potential with this, with quilling the metal. I just haven't quite perfected it, which is why I haven't actually done your tutorial yet, Mustafa, because I'm working on the concept. Sometimes you have to work on the concept first and you see after that. Hi, Karen, how are you? So now I put it on here, and now I'm just going to try to do this manually to wind it around. Yeah, so if we just do it like that, I'm just doing it manually, just rubbing it between my thumb and my finger. And again, it's getting quite tight, but there's probably a way to fix this up. So I've wound it around. It's pretty good. It's not as tight as it was before. And then to loosen it up, let's see if we can just pull it out a little bit. I forget how I did it before. I think I just went in and tried to loosen it up a little bit. I'm sure there's a way to do this. Okay, like if we even Let's just open it up a little more and go from there. I had no idea you could quill metal. Well, I'm still wondering if I can quill metal because it's not as working as well as with the paper, but I think it definitely has potential. And I'm all about learning how to do new things. So let's just loosen this up a little bit more. Okay, so we have like the beginning stages of the quill. So now I've loosened it up a bit more. And now I'm going to get my round pliers again and see if I can go in and just tighten it up a little bit more. So let's just bring it in again. It's a lot of trial and error, but I think there's a way to do this. So I'm just going in again, tightening it up a little bit more. And I think there's a lot you can do with this. I can definitely see using this in some way or another. So we're going to bring that one in there. And yeah, the trouble with the metal is it's not as kind of flexible as the paper. So, but I think it's got like some potential. So there we go. So there's like a little spiral with the metal. And then again, if we want to try to do the little teardrop thing, and the thing is too, it's going to be hard to get that in. I'm going to stop that one at the top just to see how it works. If I just end that one at the top and then you do your pinch. So I pinched it in. I kind of mangled it a little bit, but that's the idea. So I pinched it in there and it's kind of interesting. It's just these ends that I'm wondering what to do. But the other thing I guess you could do, I'm just playing around now. I guess you could kind of like twist it to make a kind of a loopy thing. That might be more interesting. I'm going to try that again and do like a little loop thing at the top and see how it goes. And I'm actually going to cut it maybe a little bit more narrower. I know either this is it's very, well, you guys are on the ground floor of this because I've never really tried this to any extent except with my first sample. So we're going to see if it's going to work. Disclaimer though, if you're doing this, please be very careful because the metal is very sharp and I don't want you to cut yourself. So especially if any kids are watching, please do not do this without your parents' permission because it is, the metal is very sharp. So you could, crazy glue might work. Yeah, that's a great idea. I can see if I have some crazy glue just to glue in the end. Let me just unroll it then and see if I have some crazy glue because I may as well try that while we're on the live stream and then that way we'll know, right? So let me just, I have to bend that one in a little bit and then I can also do the loop at the top. So I'm just going to put that there. I do have some crazy glue behind me in my little thing of goodies here. I just have to find it. I do have some glue. I just have to find it. Yep, there we go. So hopefully this crazy glue is okay. This one I got at the dollar store, so hopefully it's a decent quality. We're gonna see. Okay, so there we go. So perfect. So Mustafa, I think there's something held there for review. Maybe we can delete that. I'm going to see how sometimes I get little spammy messages. I'm just going to delete that. Perfect. So there we go. So now I think metal could go in. Exactly. That's what I was thinking, was to put it in resin, or I have some lacquer. So that's where I think I'm going to end up going with this, because otherwise, like, I don't want to solder. So I think I'm going to end up like doing some kind of resin or something like that. So here's the crazy glue, definitely for the pendant, because when I made the pendant with the quilled paper, I just put it all in like it wasn't a resin, it was more like a lacquer, and it worked quite well. So let's see if I actually have any crazy glue in this one. I think this one might be plugged. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to stick, oh, that's probably way too much, because with crazy glue, you don't need much, right? So if I stick like a little, I think that's way too much. You usually only need a drop. So I'm going to stick that there and put that here. There we go. And just stick it in there, and hopefully it will stick, although I don't know how well this crazy glue works. So we're going to try it. I'll just hold that like that. You might have to clamp it for a bit or something. So if I just hold it in there, yeah, I think you have to like clamp it in place, and hopefully my tools won't stick. So we can stick that in place to see if the crazy glue works. So I'm just gonna like hold that there for a second, and then we're gonna see how it works, and then I'm gonna try something else. Glue for metal. So yeah, I guess if you have some metal glue, I don't know if you guys know any good metal glues. I glue my fingers every time I use crazy glue. I know exactly, eh? Hi, Sanjana. So yeah, so that works pretty good. I think the crazy glue is a really good option. I think that's going to stay. So that's, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good with crazy glue. So hopefully that's going to stay. And let me just try this one now, just to see how we do with this one. And then just to try that other idea as well to see. This one I'm just trying to do around here. There we go. Ooh, I think I got some crazy glue in my eye. I might have to go rinse my eye. I think I'm okay. I had some on my hand and I brought it near my eye, but I think I'm okay. E6000, it's true. I do have some of that one too. Guys, I'm gonna be right back. I think I got some glue in my eye, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm all right. Yeah, maybe it might be the fumes as well. No, it's not your fault. Oh no, it's not your fault at all. That crazy glue I had was really gloopy, so I think I either got some in my eyes or it's the fumes. I'm good though. So perfect. So now we're back. So here we go. We've got this one going here, and I'm going to leave a little extra at the top. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but my idea was just here. We'll loosen it up a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to loosen this one up a little bit. There we go. And perfect. Just trying to, like, I'm just unrolling it to make it a little looser. We'll see if it's going to work. Okay. And then the idea would be, I'm going to try to do a little loop at the top. Mary says quilling metal, yes. Yes, oh yeah, it's true. Eh? It's a little cringy. You have to be careful not to cut yourself. A quiller from the 70s. Awesome, that's fantastic. Yeah, quilling was really popular in the 70s for sure. I think I have it in a lot of my old craft books from when I was a kid. So now if we twist this one, I don't know if we'd have to twist it. We might be able to, if you twist this one, then we could use that to anchor the top like teardrop. So if we have it like that, it's hard to see, it's so small. And then if we go at the top, if we do like a little bend here at the top, I don't know, this is not working very well, but the idea was to do like a little kind of a teardrop, and then this is at the top, and then the idea would be like you kind of anchor at the top. So I'm going to get a little piece of wire, and what I used to attach these ones was actually like really skinny wires. So she was a kid in the 70s, so young. Yeah, I was born in 1965, so I was a kid in the 70s. Yes. Definitely. So here we go. We're going to cut this one. A lot of people think I'm a baby boomer, but I'm actually a Generation X. So I'm just on the cusp. I do quilling with thin paper strips. Exactly. So I have the paper here too that I'm going to do a little bit with that as well. So if you want to attach that to that, then what you would have to do, which is what I did before, was I got a piece of the which wire is this? This is like the 28 gauge wire. It's super thin, and I don't want to go through all of them. I just wanted to go through the one at the top, but I don't know if I can now, because the metal is so tight. I don't know if I'm going to get there. I was born in 2007. Wow, you're younger, a lot younger than Mimi even. Wow. She was born in 1996. So there we go. We're going to stick this one through here. Okay, and then we're going to stick this one through the loop. So this is just like trying to find a way to attach these pieces together. So if I do that and that, it's so small. Sorry guys, it's so small. It's going to be hard for you to see, but I've just attached that to the loop. So that's kind of cool. So if we do that, And then you would probably have to loop it through like a couple of times to actually get it to stay in place. So if we bring it through here, bring it through there, and then you just pull it tight, and then maybe back through here again, just to secure it, because you want it anchored. It's like stitching, sewing, when you have to stitch over your stitches a few times. So now that's attached there and attached there, and then from there you can just clip it. That's the nice thing about wire as opposed to stitching, is you don't have to knot your end or anything. So it's really hard to see, guys, but that's actually super adorable. I wish maybe I'm going to do it bigger. I might even try it with the flat wire, although I don't know if it's going to work with the flat wire or not. We could try. It's a cool concept, eh? Yeah, definitely. I've never seen anybody try to quill metal. Well, there we go. I always aim to do the unexpected. So this is definitely the unexpected. And I think I prefer the metal to the wire, but I'm going to try the wire just to compare it. So this is 3mm times 1mm flat aluminum wire, and it's 18 gauge. So looks good so far. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'll try some bigger, longer pieces after. And just in the meantime, I'm going to try a little bit of the wire. We already tried the paper. This is the paper that actually, I should have glued the paper because it's not staying in place now. This is the piece of paper that we quilled, that I should just bring it up here. And then basically what you do is you just get white glue, right? When you're doing, hi Wendy, neat idea. Yeah, it's fun, eh? You know me, I love experimenting. So, and I love doing it live because you just never know what's gonna happen. So we're gonna just take this to a little bit of the white glue. Use a glue that dries clear if you're doing this with the paper. And we're just gonna stick that in place, and then it's too long, so I have to cut the end. So we're gonna just do that, clip it, cut it, and there is our teardrop with the paper. So you see the paper is much easier to do. Let me get a piece of white paper so you guys can see how it looks. So there's the quilled paper piece, which is much easier to do, right? So I love love that I'm doing it live. I love doing this live too, because I just never know what's going to happen. So now let's go ahead and try to quill this piece of metal. And this actually becomes less quilling and more what they call filigree, which is a popular kind of jewelry making from South America and Mexico. They do a lot of filigree where you just kind of make spirals. So this would be, you know, sort of the more like a filigree type of thing. So if we go in here and just wind it around, I think we have to like find a way to grasp this, but it's stiff, right? Like maybe if I had a thinner gauge metal, it'd be easier to do, but that's the idea, is it's basically doing a spiral with flat wire. But I think it's going to be very hard to do any kind of, like, we can maybe replicate quilling with this, but it won't be exactly the same, because what you almost have to do is, because it's hard to bend it after the fact, what if we just pull it back and then decide where we want to do our bend? Like say we want to do a teardrop shape, we can maybe start here, and then we're going to have to get our flat pliers. I'm loving it. Yay, that's fantastic. So yeah, that's Mustafa does some amazing quilling on his Instagram, and then I think you shared some in the Discord group too. So let's just open this up a little bit more, okay, and see if we just want to do like a teardrop. You're gonna have to bend it like at a right angle and then go around, and we could loosen it up a little bit maybe. Okay, this is how we're going to replicate that teardrop with the metal, because you can't like pinch it like you did with the paper, right? So if we do something like this and then bring that up and then bring it down, and then we're going to go around again, but maybe loosen it up a bit so it's got a little bit more of an open area. So we've got like that, and I don't know if we have enough to go around again. We can try if we're going to go around again. I think we're going to run out of wire. Yeah, see, we're going to run out of wire if we try to go around again, but you can see the idea. Okay, so let's bring this over here. Best way to spend my lunch hour. Awesome. Happy you're here. That's fantastic. So now, because I ran out of wire, I think then what we would have to do is just, I'm going to straighten this out again. The aluminum's pretty forgiving, so we're going to bring that one here. And then to finish it, you'll want to do a loop, right? So let's just take this, bring this one around here, okay, and do a kind of a, like a loop thing. Probably the best thing to do is clip it first. Okay, we'll just clip it here. And yeah, nice replication of quilling. That's the idea, is we're just trying to replicate what the effect of the quilling, but using wires. So you're very restricted in that you can't do it the same way, but you can figure out a way for it to work. So even though this isn't exactly like perfect how I would have wanted, let's just bring that one straight up. I think it looks good to look better if it's like a little more straight up. And then what we can do, I don't know if I like that little bend there, but it's not too bad. So that if your wire is not strong enough to hold in place, we can just add a little bit of wire. So I have, let me just find, I have also 24 gauge wire, because the 28 is very thin. It might not hold its shape very well. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of the 24. Looks good, thank you. And then we're going to take this and stick it through there. This might or might not be necessary depending on how stiff your wire is. But if you want to make sure it doesn't come apart, you can add a little bit of 24 gauge wire in there to hold it in place. We're going to bring that one here and just put it through a couple of times like we did the first one. Bring that to the back, and then I'm going to try another one with the metal piece, but I'm going to try to do it a little bit bigger. So this, I'm just like tightening it up like that. Maybe we should pull them both at the same time. There we go, to really tighten it up. And then you can just cut these bits. I think they're going to be fine. You could go through a third time if you think it's not going to hold. That's fine. But there's the idea. It's kind of cute. It's like a little teardrop, and it's just attached here. And maybe alcohol ink paint. Yes, you could definitely paint the metal with alcohol ink or nail polish. That's a good idea. Fantastic. So dip it in glue and add glitter. Yes, my mom loves glitter. My mom actually used to take my earrings, my wire earrings. She had some snowflake earrings, and she would put glitter glue on them because she loves things that are sparkly. So that's really interesting like that. Now let's get a bigger piece of the metal can and try to do a larger piece so you'll be able to see the effect a little better. So let me just cut straight up, just straight up here to cut a longer piece. This is like the length of a can, and this is one of those regular size, like kind of monster drink type things. Yeah, patina would be nice too, definitely. So let's bring this one down. We're going to try to cut it like straight down. Perfect. And then I want to cut like about a little less than a quarter, more like an eighth, between an eighth and a quarter. So maybe even less. So we're going to bring this one down here. Yeah, I don't want it too thick actually. So I'll bring it down, and I'm going to cut it straight down. Sometimes it's hard to keep consistent with your width. What would be great is if you had, like, you know, those paper cutters, but that would cut metal. That would be awesome. So here's just like a strip, and it's a little longer than what we did before. So let's go ahead and try to turn it around. So I would slice through my fingers with that. Yeah, that's why there's a disclaimer in this video. So please don't try this unless you're you know, aware that you could like cut yourself and stuff. So I don't know how the video looks on your end, guys, but I see the video's buffering on my end. So let me know if there's any problems with the video. So if we go around like this, let's try the same idea with the that we did in the other one. So I'm just going to go around here. I started my kind of quilling thing here. We're going to bring it around. Maybe I'll make it a little bit tighter and just bring it around a little bit more. Okay, open it up a bit, and then I want to try the same idea where you get the flat pliers and see how that's good. It's fine? Okay, that's good. So maybe it's just on my end. So now let's go ahead and try what we did before where we did the teardrops. We're going to bring that down, like give it a sharp bend, and then around. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay. Oh, it got a little bit squared off, so I'm going to try to get it so it's not so squared. Okay, here. Okay, we're going to bring that right up. And thing is, we wanted to get like more bent there, so let's see what we're going to do. Tiny bit of video interruption. Yeah, so I was thinking the same thing. I would need, yeah, maybe gloves would be good for this. It's actually not as sharp as I thought it would be. It's not that bad, but probably a good idea to wear some gloves if it's just going to be hard to get like the precision, but it's probably not too bad. So now if I'm going to bring this one around here, and the thing with the metal is it's a little bit harder because you the paper seems to hold its shape better. So that's the problem that I'm having now, is trying to get this to hold its shape. But this is where we're, you know, experimenting and learning. Yeah, I think the flat pliers are still better. So if we bring that down here. No, that didn't go very super flat. Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw the bracelet tutorial yesterday with the 7-strand metal wire, but I'm going to go out today to the hardware store to try to source that wire because I couldn't really find it on the internet. They have it at Canadian Tire and at Home Depot, but I couldn't find anywhere in the US that has it. So if you guys know a source for that 7-strand wire in the US, please let me know. And because sometimes you can only buy it on the big spools. So I'm just going around and pinching it by hand. I think it's easier than actually using the pliers, because the pliers, it's hard to get very precise. So I'm just going in there, I'm pinching it like a little bit higher each time, bring that around. And I think I like Mustafa's idea of doing the crazy glue, but of course I'm going to be a little bit more careful this time. So we're going to close that off like that. I'm not going to touch my face after I use my crazy glue. So we're going to bring that one in, and then I'm going to put a drop of the crazy glue. The wire has to be stripped. Yes, you can get that 7-strand wire that's plastic coated, but to get the bare copper without the plastic coating, I don't know how easy it is to get that. And like I said, I bought mine years ago at some hardware wholesaler place, so I'm not sure if there's a good source for it here. Do you have an older hardware store? Yes, yeah, older. I think I got it at a surplus store, to tell you the truth. I think it was like a hardware surplus store. I think that's where I got it. So now we're going to try to hold this in place now that it has the crazy glue. Maybe you could even like stick it on the table and just push it down a little bit and just hold it for a minute. I mean, crazy glue is supposed to take like 3 seconds, but we're going to see. So yeah, often that kind of wire you can get in just like very random hardware stores, and it's usually sold by the foot at the back of the store. And so I'm going to go check Canadian Tire and Home Depot and see if I can source it there, just so I actually know the right gauge too, because the roll that I had, the gauge wasn't well marked. So it seems like 18 gauge, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. So it works quite well with the crazy glue. Hopefully it's like a good, more permanent solution. And then this one, I don't know if you can push it in to loosen it up a little bit, but I think for a first try, it's not too bad. I guess the advantage of doing it with metal would be it would be more solid than doing it with paper, right? So there's that one. And then what I did for this one is I did 5 petal-like shapes, like teardrops pinched on both sides, and then I attached them in the middle with a wire. So that would be a really good alternative to do it like that. And so maybe what I'll do is I'll put the metal at the side for now. So, but you do have a good idea of how you can do that. And I'm going to go and get another piece of the of the paper one. So this is the paper strip. Let me just find the purple one. So here's the paper strip here. They're already cut. So if you get a quilling kit, you get these paper strips that are already cut, which is great. So I have to go back to work. Well, thanks for hopping in. Awesome. I bought half a kilo 18 gauge wire and I'm regretting it so much because it's too thick. Is that why? Yeah, let me know if that's why. You can spray paper with sealant. Yes, I think that's a good idea. It probably might be better to do it with paper and then put a sealant on it. Although I think there's a lot of potential with the metal that I'm definitely going to try to do more mixed media stuff. So let's just stick this one in here. And so this is how you use the tool again. We just did one previously. So we're going to go in there and just curve it around. And around and around. I should probably measure how much paper I'm using just so I have an idea. But if we go like that, because if you're making petals, you should probably measure them all the same size. So if we could do that and then cut that, it probably would have been good. Brianne, I love your channel. Oh, thank you so much. I have so much fun with it for sure. So here we've got this one here. So I don't know if I guess it's probably better to glue it first and then pinch it. So let's try it that way, where we glue it first and then we're going to pinch it after. I think that might be a better option. And then it's going to be a little more solid. So let's just go here. Oh, now I put too much glue, but that's okay. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to glue it. Hold it for a second. We're just going to do like that. Too thick. Yeah, 18 gauge copper is pretty thick. Probably best to use the 20 gauge. So the bracelet I did yesterday was definitely very, very stiff. So now we're going to like just kind of make sure this is opened up to the extent you want it kind of opened up and try to have it like somewhat even, because when you do your pinch, you want this to be quite even. So you might have to go in and even it out a little bit. It got a little bit kind of distorted, but it's not too bad. We're just gonna like play around with it. And then the idea for if you're doing the teardrop thing, so you're gonna pinch it on that one side, and then that makes the teardrop. But if you want to do it like an eye, what's more like an eye shape. So you pinch it there, and there you have like, it almost looks like an eye. So you just have like this eye shape. Let me put it on here. I strip measures 24 centimeters. Okay, so there we go. So there's more like the eye shape, and then there's more like the teardrop shape. So there we go, like that. So those are with the paper. And actually, I wouldn't mind to do the eye with the metal. So let's do another one with the metal and see if we can do an eye shape with the metal. That would be super cool. And maybe put a bead in the middle. That would be really cool. My favorite was 2 + 2 = green. Oh, did I miss something? Oh, okay. Oh, for teach kindergarten. Oh, that's so hilarious. I love that. Oh, yeah. Teaching kids is awesome. I used to work in daycare, and I had such fun with the kids doing crafts and stuff. So now let's go ahead and cut another strip. Cut it straight down. We're a little restricted because you can only go a certain length with it. But you can get like really large size cans of that Monster drink stuff. So you can definitely get large cans that you can cut larger strips out of. And you could probably buy strips of metal. You can buy embossing foil at the art store that is good for projects like this too. It's a little hard to cut even once you've cut a bit. So there we go. We're going to go like that. So yeah, I have embossing foil too that I can use as well. I'm just taking a sip of water, and you can emboss with it, or you can cut strips. Heather is a professional quiller. Well, I wouldn't say professional quiller, but I am not afraid to try, so that's a good thing. So now let's go ahead in and try to do a kind of an eyeball thing. Okay, and my brain's already thinking before we start, because I want to leave room for a bead. So what I'm going to do is make the middle part a little bit bigger, so we have room for it to slide a bead in there after. So we're going to go around here, and I'm going to just bring it around. Let me get around here. I'm wondering if I should put the bead in first. I might actually put the bead in first. It might be interesting. So let me get a bead. I don't want to get it too big because I don't want to run out of space. Here's all my favorite beads, my miracle beads and all that. So that's the 6mm, and this is the 4mm of the miracle beads. So I'm buying shares in the Band-Aid company. Yeah, I've had a few injuries in the last few days. My worst injury was with the carrot grater because I eat too much salad. So see, this kind of is cool with the bead inside. So I like that, and I think it's a good size for that. But I want to, I mean, you could stick it in with some glue, but the trouble with glue is it's not always the most reliable stuff. But if you have a really good glue, just by all means, just go ahead and stick it in there and don't worry about it, because glue might be a good option for this. If you have a really good metal glue, isn't it cool with the bead inside? I really like it. I think it's really neat. So let's go ahead and take, oh yeah, that's the trouble. If we're going to stick it, I have an idea. I don't know if I have my metal cutter, but I'm going to try something because I have a metal hole punch. You can actually poke holes in this metal, but let's try it with a pin and see if we can poke a hole in there. But what I need is something like a piece of wood or something so I don't stab my paper. So here's this is just a piece of wood, that scrap piece that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke a couple of holes to stick the wire through. So let's take this. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I'm going to actually stick a hole with this pin, and I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work if we just poke a little hole in the pin. My students in glass etching. Okay. Embossing foil. Embossing foil are sheets of metal, very thin metal. It almost looks like tin foil, like aluminum foil, but a little bit thicker. And you can do some beautiful art projects with it. You can actually, if what I used to do when I was teaching in an art school, we used to wrap sheets of like cardboard or cardstock and newspaper with embossing foil, and then you would draw with a stylus on top, and it would make a beautiful texture. I might have some tutorials on my channel, but now I don't remember. But if I don't, I will do some on my art channel, because embossing is super fun. And I don't have anything handy I can show you, but it really, I might be, actually, I bet I could show you on this. I'll show you on the metal after. Don't let me forget. So now I'm just poking another hole in the other side. If you have a metal hole punch, great. If not, just use a pin. It works pretty good. And then I'm going to put my thing in here. I don't know if it's better 24 gauge or 18. I'm just going to use the 18 for now. So now I'm going to actually stick the bead inside the foil. This is where you might need Band-Aids because it's getting very finicky. So we're going to push that in there. Going to line up the hole with the hole of the bead. So we'll stick that through the metal hole, stick that through the bead, but then you have to go to the other side and stick it back through the hole. Now this is going to be much more solid than glue, because you know it's not going anywhere. So now I've stuck it through both. Oh, now it fell out, so that was useless. So let's go back again. We're going to stick it through the hole of here. There we go. Keep an eye on the prize. Let's go through this one. Stick it through the other hole. So now we've stuck it through both holes. And what you can do is, whatever is the good side, decide which side is better, bring it underneath. Okay, you can bring it underneath here. So whatever side is not going to show, you can either wind it around, or you could even twist it together if you want. So whatever is the best way you can think of to attach it. I'm just going to twist it for now so it doesn't come out. Your fingers are bleeding just watching you. No, it's not that bad, Wendy. It's maybe it looks bad, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to just keep actually twisting this because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. And I think I'm just going to clip it and then and then tuck it under. It's so funny because I was watching a sewing tutorial with Mimi the other day. We were making her a pair of jeans for her doll. And the woman in the tutorial just kept saying, you know, when you have to clip the threads, she kept saying, just do this and this and this, and then clip it. But the way she said clip it, oh my God, I was laughing by the end because it was very, very, I mean, it was kind of irritating, but it was very funny as well. So now I'm just going to tuck that in here just to hide it. I mean, there's other ways you can do that. I just want to get rid of the ends. So basically I just attached it through the holes with the wire, just so it's a little more solid, but you can use metal glue if you want. So now I brought this one around. So if we do like a little twist around here, but I don't think we're gonna have enough for the eye anymore. That's the problem. I think we're not, after all this effort, I don't think we're gonna have enough for an eyeball, but I'm just gonna bring it, I'm gonna wind it all the way around, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do. So that's just, people say cut it. Okay, yes, yeah. Yeah, it was a really cute video, actually. I really enjoyed it. So let's go around here. I don't think my mother will let me do this. Yeah, please don't try this, Ashita, because it's very sharp, the metals. So it's, I think I will actually even write a disclaimer in the description of the video that just to be very careful, because it's like anything. You just have to keep in mind, you know, what the materials are like. So there, so we've done like a little spiral around the bead, and then what we're going to do is, let's try to hold it, sort of center it, and then just pinch one side. So we've just pinched it. Works pretty well. I pinched in one side, and now we're going to do the other one. I used to have a biology professor whose frequent phrase was, "Does that make sense?" That's so funny. Yeah, these things just become like, what do they call them? Earworms, where they just stick in your memory, right? So this one I'm actually going to pull. This one's a little too short to go around the bend, so I'm just going to hold it out like that and then squeeze this end. And then before it goes anywhere, I'm actually going to clip it, and I'm going to glue it underneath. Mimi's going to laugh. I'm going to play back this video for her, and she's going to laugh. So there we go. So now we're going to do a little bit more crazy glue here and not get it in my eye this time. That was crazy. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to wash it out of my eye, because that would have made for a bit of a fail on the video. So let's just get a little gob of crazy glue. If we can get it out a little bit. This crazy glue is really old, so there we go. In theory, you're only supposed to like literally do a drop of crazy glue. So we're gonna say, stay blessed. Okay, I missed that. So there we go. I will do this. Definitely wear hardware gloves. Definitely wear a pair of gloves. So now I'm just holding this one in here, and we're gonna see what the eyeball looks like. So you saw I was able to pinch both sides, so that was good. And now we're going to open this up. There we go. So that's, wow, this is pretty cool, guys. I like the eyeball. You can kind of see the wire in there where I've attached it. So if you could use a metal glue, it might be better, but isn't that cool? I really like that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Oh gosh, you know what would have been great? Oh, I'm going to try this. To do eyelashes. Like if you had done, say you had done it wider, or maybe done one a little wider. I'm going to glue a piece on just to see how it's going to look. So I'm going to do some eyelashes and see how that's going to look. So let's just cut this one across, and then we're going to cut this one down. I think if we glue it with the thing, it's going to be interesting. We'll glue it with the crazy glue. So if I got to bring this around, I want it to be the right length. So we're going to bring it to here. Okay, we're going to bring it to here, and then I'm going to clip it, and try to do some eyelashes. So let's go ahead and just maybe do some little clips here. It's hard to see with these scissors, but I hope I'm not gonna like go right through the end. So I'm just doing some snips. We're just gonna snip it, and then we're gonna go across. Oh, you guys are gonna have that stuck in your head. Yeah, so there we go. We're gonna go in and one more clip. Perfect. So here's gonna be like eyelashes, but now we have to Yeah, we have to fringe it somehow. Like if it was a ribbon, you can definitely kind of rub it with a ribbon. But what I want to do is just like twirl them back. So if I have, maybe if I put this on the table and then push this one down and just rub, like turn it, we'll see how it's going to work. Wendy, I will forever be in your head now. There we go. So we're going to just rub that a little bit like that. We're just rolling it. It's like rolling cookie dough or something. And we're going to bring that one around. So those have got like curled. And then, I don't know if they're too curly now, but we can see we can kind of push them back a little bit. Perfect. Yeah, the lashes are cool, eh? Woo! Look at the lashes. They're super fun. Oh my goodness. So let's just bring these apart. So this is, I wouldn't call this functional jewelry by any means, but maybe this will inspire an art project. So if we're gonna want to curve it, and then we're gonna put it on here. So, oh yeah, these are cool. And then we just stick it on here. But I think we can maybe, they're a little bit too long. I'm gonna cut one off. And then I'm going to get my crazy glue and try to install this. So we're gonna get that one there. Get a bit of crazy glue and perfect. So we're gonna just, oh, let me just get a little bit of the end. I have to open a new crazy glue. So we're gonna go in here. But yeah, if you guys have a better metal glue, go for it. This one is like almost out. Maybe if I bent it over a little bit. Let me just try. Yeah, this one's going in the trash when I'm done. So we're gonna just, oh yeah, there's a little too much here. There we go. We'll try that. So then we're going to stick this one. Hopefully it's got enough of a flat surface on there. We're going to put that one on there, stick it down, but we have to make sure it's going to hold in place. That's the hard part. Hold it there. Let me hold it. If I had a few hands, it would be better. And then down here, and then I can fix it up in the middle. Sometimes when you put too much crazy glue, it doesn't stick well. That's the problem. So if we're going to go on there, I might have put too much, but maybe if I hold it this way, there we go. That might be better. I'm going to hold it this way and see what we could do. Tiny clamps would be great. Yeah, it's cool, eh? I really like this. And Mustafa, doing this with paper would be super cool. Don't you want to just do a portrait out of paper, quilled paper now with the eyes? And then you could do something with the mouth. Like, let's look at where did I put your piece again? Oh, I have to find where I put it safely at the side. So here's Mustafa's piece. So imagine if you did some cool stuff to make a face, okay? So yeah, 3D art, that's what I love, yeah. So you could use like some of these techniques, maybe to do some little round parts for the lips. Let's try to do some lips, okay? Let's try to do some lips. So we have the eye. Now I want to start making it right now, yeah, but don't forget, it's going to be time to go to bed soon, Mustafa, where you are. So please don't stay up all night doing this. But here's the eyeball. Oh my God, I love it so much. And let's do a mouth. Let's see what we can do for a mouth. So I'm going to cut another piece of metal and see what I can do. They have clips from the dollar store that work well. Okay, good to know, good to know. And let's open this up. Actually, we're at the dollar store now. Right now, we're only allowed to buy essential goods because we're in lockdown right now. So I can only buy like what they consider to be essential goods. But if I tell them I'm an artist and that's my business, I could probably get away with buying stuff like that. So $139 there. Oh my God! Please don't tell your mom. She's going to be mad at me. So there we go. So now let's cut another strip and do the lips. So I know you're a night owl, but that's a little ridiculous. I go to bed at 2 personally. I'll try to wrap it up soon, Mustafa, and then you can get some sleep. So now we're going to cut a strip of this one. I'm going to cut it this way. And I have an idea for the lips, so we're going to see if this is going to work. We're going to bring this one down. I think you would need a longer piece for the lips. In fact, I might end up doing them with paper because I don't think I have a long enough piece. Let me try it with paper first, and because I have a good long piece of the red paper here. So I'll try it with the paper first, and then after I might do it with the with the metal. We're gonna see. So we're gonna get this. We will keep it a secret. Yeah, only like the whole internet knows. So it's all good. Our secret's safe with the 7 billion people on this planet. No problem. So let's take this and we're gonna try to do some lips. So we're gonna put this one in here. And yeah, I should probably start doing my live streams, weekly live streams, a little earlier, I guess. Hey, Mustafa, for you, would that be that might be better? Like to do them maybe at 11 instead of 1. I'm trying to find the ideal time. Like, you guys, let me know in the comments, what's the ideal time for a live stream? Eastern time, so I know. And yeah, I'd be curious to know about that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just roll this one. Okay, we're going to do this, roll this one. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do this. But if we do this, maybe we'll just roll it from either end and then we're going to see. I should have probably measured how much I was doing. So if we do that one, I'm just going to see. So there's one. And let me go from this end. I don't think I need to go use all of this paper, but we're going to see. 11 a.m. or 11:30. Okay, that's good to know because maybe I could time it. We could try that one week just to see, because if it's 11 a.m. my time, that wouldn't be too late for you, and we'll have to see about some other people. I don't want to go too early either because like Amber is 3 hours earlier, so that's 8 a.m. for Amber. That might be a little tight. I don't know if that's a good time. So we're gonna have to find a happy medium. I might just end up keeping it at 1 o'clock or 12, but 11 might be a little bit earlier for the people on the West Coast. Yeah, so we're gonna just like twist this one up. I forget exactly how much of a spiral I had going there, but say we do this, we're gonna open it up. I guess I could always trim it. Oh, this is going to be a little bit too big because my idea was, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, what I was thinking for the lips was you can kind of bring it in, okay, but you'd have to like give it a tape. So say we do it here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue to hold it just temporarily, okay? So this is an idea to do like rather than separate pieces, if we just put a little bit of glue here. Okay, let's try that. And then glue it down because we do need it to stick in one place. What we need is really fast drying glue. 12 would be good too. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe noon might be better because then it would be like good for like more people. I could always do a poll. Maybe I'll do a poll in the community section and see what time everybody thinks. So there's this one here. And then what I want to do, because I want the lips to line up there, but what I would need to do is just do kind of a thing here. I think the lips are going to have to be with separate pieces. I think if we do them with teardrops, it's going to be better. Like I was going to try to go around. I'll show you what it might look like, but I think it's going to be better to actually here. I'm going to trim this a little bit. I think it's too long. So let me just trim this one a little bit more. And otherwise we're going to do it with separate pieces. I'm in your time zone. Okay, yes. Okay, so that's around midday. It's pretty good. I actually used to do them at 9 p.m. like for many, like for a lot of them. I did them at 9 p.m. But then for people overseas, it wasn't great. So yeah, I think midday is better. Like if we do it midday our time. So here is this one here. Okay. But now what we have to do here too is say we have this one here. Bring this one over here, and I'm going to just give this a little bend here. I don't know if that's the right position, but this is a little finicky. I think there's a better way to do the lips that's not going to be this way. I'm going to do them with separate pieces, but I just, for the sake of trying this, wanted to try something different. So let's do Florida. Yes. Yeah. So you're the same time zone as us. You're just due connect. So let me know what it's doing. Same here, no video at the moment. Okay, so let me know if we're back. And if we're back, you're back. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to cut a couple of pieces that are the same size, and we're going to try something for the lips. And if it doesn't work, well, I think it'll work this way. I think it's going to be less finicky. The key and see. Okay, let me just do this. Perfect. So guys, I'm gonna flip my screen. Yeah, so you know what I'm gonna do? Because it's buffering a lot, and this is gonna take me a little while, I'm gonna sign off. It's been over an hour, and I'm gonna work on the lips. I'll post pictures in the post live stream section of Discord, so you guys can hop over to Discord and see what I do after the live stream. And then yeah, I'll sign up for today. That was really super fun, and I wanted to give Mustafa another huge thank you for the beautiful gift and all the inspirational pieces. Thanks, Mustafa. Yes, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And bye to everybody. Bye, Debbie. Bye, everybody. And thank you so much. And we'll see you on Discord. And we'll see you guys really soon. Oh, I'm going to post another slideshow of your viewers' work too. So watch out for that coming later today. So have a great day, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Take care.